There we go. Welcome everybody to tonight's call. I'm your host, Marilyn Johnson, and I'm so excited to introduce our presenter tonight, Tony Krashowitz. I've known Tony now for almost 13 years, and what a blessing. What a total blessing in my life. I ignored him for a while. To be honest, when I first started, I was working 3 jobs and I got introduced to this opportunity, and then I got started and I learned more and more about it. And within 2 years, I was totally retired from my 3 jobs, and this company and this supplements and everything that we're doing has literally saved myself, my family. It's helped me develop the best relationships in the whole world, the best friends, business partners. You just can't ask for anything better. It's helped me build relationships with my cousin that I haven't seen prior to this for 18 years, and she's just like my sister. So God is good. So he used to be our truck driver, an owner operator, and he was able to walk away from that. And when I met Tony, I'll let him tell his story, but he had 8 children, and he was losing his wife to breast cancer. And we were both at a convention, and my father-in-law was dying that weekend, and his wife was in a bad way. And he became part of my why. And that's when I got to know him, and I thought, I am going to help this man. He's got all these children, and my goal was to help him to be able to be by his wife's side and be able to take care of his children. See, one thing I've learned, when you can help other people get what they want, you'll automatically get what you want. So I'm going to just let Tony dive right into this and share with you guys what we've got. Go ahead, Tony, take it away. Thank you.
Awesome. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
You bet. Thank you so much, Marilyn, for having me on. And yeah, that's been a while ago, you guys. That's back in 2010. In fact, down in San Diego at the Elite Academy down there. Yeah, it was a crazy time in my life, you guys. Yeah, my wife was in the midst of really getting ready to pass away at that time when I met Marilyn, and we just struck up a friendship, and best of friends ever since. And building this business together has just been incredible. So I've been in the company for 14 years now. And as Marilyn said, my background was in truck driving and moving furniture. My whole family was in the moving business, and that's how I just grew up in that environment. And when I got out of high school in '87, I'm dating myself here a little bit, I went right into the moving business. I loved it, and ended up becoming an owner operator, you guys, and for United Van Lines. And I did that for almost 24 years. Put about 3 million miles in, driving coast to coast, packing and loading, military, COD, corporate moves. And that was just the whole way I created income for our family, and we loved it. There's one drawback, that is time. And that's something that I think a lot of us are lacking, is having that choice of time. We all have 24 hours in a day, but it seems like we spend a good majority of our life working. And then we try to fit our family in the nooks and crannies. And that was definitely at a pinpoint for me. I'd be gone for a week or 2 at a time and come home, be home for maybe 3 days, 4 days, and have to go run out and do it all over again. So when this opportunity with Life Vantage came along, I didn't think I was looking, but I was looking, if that makes sense. I got invited to a barbecue, and I knew something was up. And you guys, I've never done sales before. I've never been involved in any types of businesses outside of the moving business. And I knew something was kind of up when they invited my wife and 8 children over to have a barbecue. And so I almost didn't go, because I kind of found out they were going to show me something. I'm pretty sure I wasn't interested. My wife's like, "What's the big deal? I don't have to make dinner. Let's just go see what they have going on." And we just tell them no. And we didn't tell them no. After seeing the information I'm going to share with you tonight, and really intrigued me, and we were totally into health too, and natural, and like being in that realm. And my wife, Barbara, was definitely involved in the natural side of things. Love what this company stood for, what we have. So I'm going to share my screen here, and this is all going to work great because we like it. Here we go. Let me know if you can see what's going on there, Marilyn.
You bet. I can see your screen.
You can see my screen, but you know what's awesome? I'm going to stop it for a second. I must have didn't do something right. See what happens? A little out of practice here. Oh, I know what it is. Hold for station identification, please. That is interesting. I thought I had this up there. Look, and I thought I was ready to go. Okay. Good thing I can click fast here. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. That's the one I'm looking for. Okay. And then I should have this from the beginning. Does that look good? Okay.
Perfect.
So LifeVantage is the name of the company, you guys. This is an incredible vehicle. If you're health conscious, if you're the type of person that would like to live a longer, healthier life, we have a new technology we're going to introduce to you tonight. If you're also looking for another way to make income, maybe a side hustle of income, part-time type of income, or maybe for some of us like Marilyn and I and others, we end up making this our mainstay. So this is my beautiful wife, Mari. We've been married over 8 years now. Can you believe that, Marilyn? And she's got triplet boys, and I have my 6 boys and 2 girls. So we have almost just short of a baker's dozen. And we're down to 2 kids at home. My oldest at home is a senior in high school, and I have a sophomore. And this is the favorite part of having children, you guys, is grandbabies. So I'm thankful that I didn't take any of my kids out during those teenage years. And they're producing these beautiful grandchildren. We have 6 grandchildren, and looking forward to a lot more grandchildren. We actually just got to watch them last Friday, and it was a blast. So here's my heyday in the trucking world. Went from a local crew guy and ended up buying my first truck in 1993 all the way into 2010. I owned several trucks, and these are kind of my glory days here. But again, I love this business, you guys. I love working physically hard. Just something I just enjoy doing. And then also just it created a lot of income for our family. But it was, again, there was that time away from home that was the killer. And that's what I want to introduce you, a different way of tackling time where you have choices. ABC Primetime did an investigative report. Whoa, I'm going to pause that for a second. All the way back in 2005. I'm going to share this with you. And this is what really turned the tables for me, because I went over my arms crossed, not really interested in what Chris and Diane had to pitch me, you know. But when I saw this ABC Primetime report, it really got me thinking. So I'm just going to have you watch it, and I'm just going to kind of fill in a little bit of what I thought and saw during that time. So I'm going to go ahead and kick this on.
Primetime Live co-anchor John Quinones takes the promising antioxidant therapy called Protandim.
It's not a drug. It's a supplement. It's called Protandim, and it's a combination of 5 exotic plants that have been around for centuries.
Quinones has been taking Protandim for 2 weeks now and tells Extra,
I am sleeping better. I feel a lot better, and also energized when I do wake up.
Primetime puts Protandim to the test tonight.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. Inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist. Pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh? It is. We're very excited about it. His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test. I want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing. Bad for the body, leading to disease. Leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process. The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. Stress, and we all have it. And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation
The audio stopped, Tony. Sorry, guys. There's no audio.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
I don't know. Marilyn, I'm telling
Can't
you,
see you
I'm
though.
almost feeling like cursed. I don't know why this thing is kicking around and doing things to me. It changed my camera setting that I was using. That's what interrupted it all.
I can see you.
You can hear me though, right?
I can see you and hear you now. Great.
See, it's monkeying with me. Okay, we're gonna let Sydney in here. And
Got it.
then this is what I love about this when it plays these little games. Hi, everybody. This is Tony Krashowitz. I'm back live after my camera shut off and it shut the sound. I'm just almost to the point like no more ABC primetime or something. It seems like when we get in there, we have a little bit of fun stuff and it's still trying to shut my camera off and I don't know why. And it's switching cameras on me from my camera from my HD over to here. I don't know why. This is a brand new laptop. We live in the Bermuda Triangle. So I don't know. Here, get rid
Now
of
we
that
can
camera.
see you again. It's all good,
It's a
Tony.
horrible camera. Now I look like I'm in like the witness protection program or something here, kind of. Okay, there we go. I'll leave that alone. I'm unplugging this guy. Can you guys?
We can hear you now. Just keep going, buddy. This
Okay,
is
I'm
what's
just
so
gonna.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Anybody can do this business. This it's
You just got to roll with the punches.
yeah. So once you go past the ABC prime time, and we've got you from there.
There we go. How's that?
There we
Can
go.
you see that?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. So John Quinones goes in the University of Colorado, takes a blood test to find out whether this natural product really slows aging down. The focal point of what they describe in the ABC prime time and what science started to understand, one of the biggest puzzles to our aging is oxidative stress. It's something we all see around. It's rusting. It's just deterioration of metal, wood, steel, whatever outside. You know, when you watch all that fall apart, it's oxidation that's doing that. And that's the same thing that happens inside of our body over time, is we're just literally rusting from the inside out. And so what this product does, why they were there, is they claimed that it could reduce that oxidative stress, that biochemical damage to our body from free radicals by 40% in 30 days. So Quinones loads up his camera crew. They roll on to the University of Colorado. He takes a blood test, gets on Protandim. He only gave it 13 days. After 13 days, they took his blood again to find out, did it reduce that oxidative stress, that free radical damage inside of his body? And it did. It did it by 45%. So it's a really positive piece. Get with the person that invited you. They can send you that YouTube video of the ABC Primetime and take a look at it. I've watched it just under 1 trillion times, and I still love watching the ABC Primetime. It's incredible. So here's what it all comes down to. This slide here shows you that without Protandim, and it didn't matter how powerful of antioxidant we have, you guys. That's the one thing I want to let you know. The dial-up internet of trying to slow down oxidative stress was trying to consume antioxidants. And a lot of companies went down that, rightfully so. They thought that was the best path, was let's just make up for what we stopped making by consuming those antioxidants. But it just didn't do much. But when you turn your body on with activation, and that's what Protandim does. It's an activator through your NRF2 pathway, and it flips a switch in your cells and has your body turn back on its own manufacturing of creating antioxidants. Okay, so now we're making our own antioxidants. We're not trying to take them. And it reduced oxidative stress by 45% in Quinones in 13 days. So they've replicated that study out, and it's been done from a 20 to 80-year-old. That's what you see on the slide here. And, you know, it's incredible that after 30 days, they can't tell the difference between a 20 and 80-year-old in that biochemical damage inside of the body. It's amazing. And that's what these two slides are here. As the time goes on, we increase in oxidation inside of our cells. And after 30 days on Protandim, a 20 and 80-year-old look identical in a blood test. It's just amazing to me. So since then, what's happened is a lot of universities saw that ABC primetime, and that was all the way back in 2005. And they started to catch wind of this, and they went and looked in the medical journals and found that first published study. And they all started to call up the University of Colorado and Dr. McCord and said, hey, we want that new weapon. We want that new tool for reducing oxidative stress called Protandim. We're going to start putting in studies that we're already doing. Because oxidative stress is more than just the main marker for aging. It also causes a lot of damage biochemically and creates a lot of diseases and processes that it can kick off. Now, by me saying that, I want to let you know we don't treat, cure, prevent, or mitigate diseases, and we're not a drug, but we do have a product here that turns your body on to lower oxidative stress. And that's why you see all these university studies on the bottom of the slide. When you look at the middle of the top of the slide, those are some of the most prestigious medical and scientific journals that Protandim has been published in. So you can go to pubmed.gov. This is the Library of Medicine of the National Institute of Health, and put Protandim in the search bar, and it will pull up 28 published studies that have been done by those different universities. Okay, we didn't pay for those. Again, we didn't run out and say, here's a bunch of money, tell us how good Protandim is. They asked for Protandim because it represents a new technology that didn't exist before, and they wanted to get it in those studies, and they're all super positive, guys. So what does all this mean? It's a lot. This is a big deal because oxidative stress affects everything. When you see our eyes, heart, skin, kidney, joints, brain, you have cells, you're getting pounded by oxidative stress, and the older you get, the higher that oxidative stress runs. Now, here's my favorite part, because I love business. I like to see where things are going and how much money is behind where we're heading to. Well, when you go and put oxidative stress into PubMed.gov, there's literally over 300,000 published studies because it affects just about everything. And they continue to keep studying more and more about how oxidative stress is affecting us biochemically. And that's what all those studies are being done. And so again, we have the only product in the world that reduces it by 40% in 30 days. And here's I love this slide here. Washington State University did a study on NRF2. That's what Protandim activates in your body. And they said it's potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and prevent a breakthrough in the history of medicine. So again, we have a viable, patented, published product that it turns the NRF2 pathway on in your body and the lower oxidative stress. This is where it gets pretty cool. I'm going to kind of go to where we're at today. Collagen's been a huge thing on the market. They're predicting, billions and billions of dollars of collagen is going to be sold in the next decade, and we're starting to see it everywhere. And so Guardian did an article on it, dug into this, and tried to say, is this another one of these fads that's just going to come along and somebody's going to make a bunch of money in a short amount of time that's going to go away? And they actually found out that collagen is a big piece of the aging puzzle. And that of the 20,000 proteins in our body, that the collagen is a huge, huge deal. And if we didn't have collagen, we'd just be a big blob of nothing. And I don't want to be a big blob of nothing. And so LifeVantage went to the science team and said, what can we do to make a breakthrough technology with liquid collagen? And they did. So it's superior and unique. And it goes beyond just the skin, having good looking skin. It's muscle recovery, joints, gut health, strengthening of the bones, overall tissue repair, sleep quality, mental. Collagen affects a lot of things in our body. And so again, what I love about this collagen is that it activates, replenishes, and maintains. So that first one is a huge, huge deal. And I want to parallel this with Protandim we've been talking about, that we have this patented product that turns our body on to make antioxidants to reduce oxidative stress. And we now have a collagen that not only replenishes and maintains your collagen levels, which is super important, but it activates your body to start making that collagen again. So as we get older, we lose the ability to make antioxidants, and the same thing, we lose the ability to produce collagen like we did when we were younger. And we could turn the tables on that and take this 1 5 milliliter serving a day to have it activate, replenish, and maintain our collagen. People say, why liquid? Powder is only 10 to 30% absorption rate. So you have to do a lot of powder. Try and get in there and go to work. Liquid is 90+% bioavailable. And again, when we're putting this in, we're turning our body on to start making collagen. That's a cool deal. So documentation beats conversation. Here's some really cool, we know these folks. These are folks in LifeVantage that actually did a test when they said, hey, we're going to get this out over a year ago. If you're willing to take before and after pictures, we'll get you some collagen so we can see the difference. And my, what a difference it's making visually, that people can see the collagen right there, front and center. Then we have others like myself that start to feel better in our joints and different things inside of our body, along with me having to cut my nails every week and get a haircut more often is the other thing I'm noticing with this liquid collagen. And here's a few more photos of the neck, face, eyes, just even in the skin texture, crow's feet. It's just amazing what you see in these photos with what the collagen's doing in a short amount of time. Legs, I mean, it's just affecting all the parts of our body. And even hair, we're hearing a lot of people start to have really good hair growth and darkening of the hair with collagen. And so that's what we're excited about is, you know, when you can imagine what we can see on the outside after being on the collagen for a bit, what is it doing on the inside of our body to make a difference in our health? So here's our portfolio of products today. We have different categories of products, but the mainstay that I'll tell you is that anti-aging, when you look in that realm, the 3 protandums, we have 2 other activating switches. And I don't want to get too deep in the science. You can get with the person that invited you. It's just kind of a 30,000 foot overview. But we have 2 other activating switches that go along with protandem. NAD and our mitochondria are huge deals for the aging process. The liquid collagen, see that again, we're activating the collagen in our body. So we have hair care. A lot of people love the hair care. Axio's right up there, probably my most used product because I get to use it a few times a day. Love that, not having brain fog and having good concentration and clarity. But we have a daily essentials. And so again, we have health and wellness, the whole family of health and wellness products to center that at activation. And that's really what this company is the activation company. It sets us apart. So just a little bit on the business side, as I was talking about having more time and having control of that time. I love the book by Robert Kiyosaki called Cash Flow Quadrant. Wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, was just amazing. And as he grew up and learning different how business and working for somebody else and those things, the philosophies that he started to incorporate in his own life, his rich dad taught him this cash flow quadrant on how money works. And we can be employees or self-employed. We can do what we call linear income, meaning time for money. We have to put our time in to get that income. I did that as an employee, and then I bought my truck when I was really young. I became self-employed. But again, it's just us. I call it singular income because it's only us involved in creating that income. And if we don't go to work, we don't get paid. So where can we try to get that time, where we can get that time on our side? And that's through building a business and creating leverage. And also investing is a way to get your money working for you versus you working for your money. So where does network marketing fits in? It fits in the B quadrant. You can build a business and a system that works for you. What I love about network marketing is this is me creating a business, and I have employees that are working on that other side of the quadrant and earning their income. And I'm building a business where I'm trying to tackle that time freedom equation. But I love that I can work with other consultants that are building LifeVantage businesses to go after the same goal. So what do? We have a simple consultant path, you guys. This has been amazing as we've rolled this out in March, and it's come in, and we're excited at convention to see this fully come into play. But as the economy has changed, so has other industries, and network marketing is no different. So we have a simple consultant path that you can follow. There's a share, there's build and grow and lead. And so their share would be just those that want to be consultants and represent the product line and to sell the product line and sell it to customers retail and to have personal customers of their own. And they can make some really good income doing that. Some want to go a little farther and have a blended business and build and grow. And there's other bonuses that are unlocked for building an organization. And then if you're the type of person that wants to build a big organization and build a lot of leadership in that organization, we have our executive end of that lead. And there's other businesses and leadership pools that are opened up for doing that. So work the way you want to here. That's what it's all about. You can earn 10 to 40% every month by simply gathering customers. We have a customer retention program called Reward Circle. Got to have good customer service and loyal customers that want to come back and repeat buying the products over and over again. So have a great program laid out for those preferred customers in there. We also have a great culture here for those consultants that want to build businesses. And we have incentive trips. We have a Jeep program, a car program, where when you reach a rank in the company of executive consultant 2, and you keep that rank for 6 months, you get $25,000, or you get to order up your own Jeep. So there's lots of extra perks and incentive trips that LifeVantage has for us to be able to travel the world. And boy, they're top-notch trips. So if you wanted to just look at building a consultant business along with that customer program, we earn 10% every month on all the products that our consultants are purchasing along with our customers. And then there's a check match. If you when you get into that lead part of the consultant path, you start to get matched on leadership inside your organization, up to 20% check match on qualifying leaders in your organization. So again, I'm just kind of breezing over these things. These are things you can tackle. This is kind of just to get some information in front of you and see what direction you'd like to go. Then we have our executive. This is where you start to earn income from the worldwide sales of the company. This is really cool. You start to get shares in this pool. LifeVantage takes 4% of the gross global revenue of the company each month. And this is in all markets around the world. And they take 4% of that and they start to break it out in shares based on that rank that you get more shares as you start to rank advance in the executive consultant path. So where do we get started at? You just pick a pack. Doesn't matter which pack you pick. There's different $300 to $300 just packs, I call them, that you could take a look at as you sit down with your consultant and decide which business you want to come in, which pack you want to pick. We have the business pack, the lead pack. I used to call it the business pack. I guess if you're looking for a really good value and you're the type of person that does want to build an organization and a business and get some training, that is a great pack to come in on because it comes with 2 tickets to a major event. So if you're looking at maybe even coming to convention next month with San Antonio, there'll be 2 tickets in that pack that are already paid for. That's like $400. And then there's a virtual training that's part of that. And also you get all the products that we have in LifeVantage. And so if you wanted to have the full experience, and you want to put the $1,000 in versus the $300 pack, you're going to get a pretty good bang for your business purchase. And then pick a stack. Just pick what you're going to order monthly. For us, my wife and I are both consultants, and so we were always looking at our reorder and what we need to put in our cupboards because we love all the products at LifeVantage. We just found out this morning the dogs are staring at me because we have Pet Tandem. I don't have any Pet Tandem, so I had to hurry up and go change my order and get Pet Tandem up for our Lab and Shepherd. So this is a nice, we call this 3-in-1+2 program to where you can build up some income. And before I dive into this real quickly, from the personal sales bonus side, there's some really good income for just selling product, just building an organization of customers. So on your consultants and customers, you're going to earn 10% every month for the products they purchase. Now, as you look at this chart to the left, as you start to build more and more customers and you start to enroll more and more customers, you start to get more percentage of the reorders. So there's the Onyx, $500 to $999. So if you have customers that are purchasing that much, you're going to get another 5%. You get to the Emerald status, that's $1,000 to $1999. You're going to get 10% now. And then you get to Sapphire, that's $2,000 to $3,900. You're going to get 15%. And then when you reach the diamond level, that's when you have 4,000 plus. This is just customers that you're enrolling that are purchasing each month. So now you're 10% plus the 20, you're going to be earning 30% for the orders on your customers each month. So this is just what 3-in-1 would look like, meaning you enroll 3 customers a month and 1 consultant a month. and just pursue this path for just a year. This is just a nice example to what it would look like to build a business part-time. By the end of the year, and this is just on collagen, let's just say they only order collagen and nothing else. There's 112 CV in collagen. So you would have just a little over 4,000 a month, and you would reach that diamond level in the customer path. And that would get you the 30%. And so just based on just those customers, there would be 36 total by the end of the year. You would earn $1,200 a month in leveraged income. Now, it doesn't mean you might even have more than that, because you might have them ordering more product, and then you may, you got some consultants you've been bringing on board that might be doing the same thing. So here's an example. If you just taught 2 of those 12 that you brought on over the year to just duplicate what you're doing, trying to get to that diamond level, and they both do that. Now you just added another $800 a month. So you're up to about $2,000 a month of income by showing 2 people to do what you did. And just as an example, this is the 3rd level in. Your 2 help their 2. So there's a total of 4 on that 3rd level. So you'd be around $3,100 a month. And again, this is just bringing on customers and consultants, just 2 out of the 12 each year that duplicated what you're doing. Now, again, this is just a nice, easy path that you got to be consistent with and build a business. There might be some that want to go after this in a bigger way and bring on consultants and customers and do this at a faster pattern. They can. Here's our average annual earnings disclosure statement. We are publicly traded on NASDAQ. And I love this because it shows exactly the money that was paid out to each rank, and then also the average commissions paid at that rate. And so I love this because we can see the income levels based on the size of the business that they have. I also use this as a goal setting chart. Someone wants to make a little extra money, let's get them to Pro 2 or Pro 3. Someone wants to maybe make a house payment or car payment, let's get them to Pro 5 or 4 and above. And so you got those different income levels on there that you can go after and know that somewhere in that range is where you're going to be at when you hit those business levels. And so I just like it because we don't have to exaggerate incomes here. We can look exactly what's going on. And they publish this every year. So the timing of the company is just, we're just actually at the best part that you could ever come in on. Companies start out and nobody knows who they are. That's when the innovators come in and early adopters start to come in. That's where most of us have all come in the last 14 years on this opportunity. We have not hit that momentum wave in this company yet, and it's coming. And when you hit momentum and go into critical mass, this is where 80% of that business growth is going to happen. So that's where we're sitting in front of. And so I love Warren Buffett's quote. He says, you got to position yourself early in an opportunity to succeed in business. You can't find it later on after it's already gone out of the momentum and it's in stabilization. And so we have a new technology that we're bringing to the marketplace in activation. And it's exciting where it's heading to, because this is just the beginning of it. So like a whole new world that we're going to be moving into on what we can do to maintain our health. This is cool. Here I got a couple. This is the first time we rang the bell at NASDAQ back in January 9th of 2020. And actually, I took a screenshot when our CEO was being interviewed way back then. And I love that they have Amazon and Netflix side by side there of LifeVantage. Those are very innovative companies that created a different way of doing something that didn't exist at the time. You think about what Amazon was trying to do back in the day and where they are today. And there's thousands of companies that followed that business model. And you look at Netflix, they pioneered streaming. And I just think it's really kind of crazy that they actually went to Blockbuster back in 1997 and said, hey, let's merge our companies together. We really feel like that streaming services are going to become a reality in the future. And that's where we're going to put ourselves in that position to be the pioneer of that. And Blockbuster turned them down. They said, no, thank you. Thanks. We're going to stay with what you're doing. Go ahead. And so when you look at what Netflix, they're not the only one now. How many streaming service companies are out there? So that's the way I look at LifeVantage. Here's a company that's introduced activation as just a better way to maintain our health. And so it's exciting to be with the company that's heading in that direction. And here's what I want to finish up with right here. Actually, I had one behind us. Now I got a couple of them out of order. That's okay, though. This is what I'll finish up with. Is that the LifeVantage story is being wrote right now. There's some of us have been here 12, 13, 14 years like myself. We were in that startup phase of a company. You know, when you go back, and I'll just click back here a couple, when you go back to this growth curve, that's the innovators and early adopters, the pioneering phase where people are coming in, they're really trying to get the company off the ground to begin with, become viable, and really find legitimacy with their product line in the marketplace. All that's happened the last 14 years. And so where we're heading to now is we're heading to organized growth. There are specific things that our CEO and LifeVantage has done to position us. And part of this is with the evolved compensation plan that we've rolled out here in March, that we're going to see the full force in convention in October here. And so our goal in this organized growth is become $1 billion company. So last year, we just had our financials come in, you guys. We did $212 million last year. Okay, so we're going to go from 200 million to over $1 billion company. That's way bigger than going from 0 to 200 million. And so that's where we're sitting at right now. And then stabilization comes along, and I'll just click back here real quick. And then we'll stabilize and grow around 7% a year. So we're looking at that 80% of the growth that's going to come in and be captured with this company. So that's what we love about LifeVantage and where we're sitting at. So grateful that I got involved with this company 14 years ago, not really knowing a whole lot about network marketing, knowing a whole lot. I just got excited. I've seen some legitimacy in the ABC primetime video and Pro Tandem. And boy, it's panned out bigger than any of us ever thought it was going to be. So that's where we're at. If you're the kind of person like to get your slice of the pie, your piece out of this opportunity to go from 200 to $1 billion, 200 million to $1 billion company, that's exactly where we're sitting. So Marilyn, thank you for having me on. Sorry for the little snafu with the ABC primetime. You just got to tell me you're not recording and everything will go great. Back to you, Marilyn. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Well, you can see why he is where he's at today. He's not a quitter. And for those that want something more out of life, for me, this has been my opportunity. And I'm not ever going to quit. I know what I've got a hold of, and this is better than anything I've ever done in my life. So thank you, Tony, for presenting tonight. I will have this uploaded tonight, and let's just share and make this world a better place. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Charla. Thank you, everybody. Good seeing
Thank
you
you,
all.
guys.